Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, steaming caldera where the ground rumbles faintly beneath your feet, and you can't help but wonder, is this the day Yellowstone finally blows? For decades, Hollywood movies and viral headlines have painted Yellowstone National Park as a ticking time bomb, a supervolcano ready to unleash apocalypse-level destruction on America. But what if I told you that the real dangers hiding in this iconic wonder are far more immediate and surprisingly human-made? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive into the science behind the stories that keep us up at night. Today we're unpacking the myths of Yellowstone, separating the Hollywood hype from the hard facts, and shining a light on the actual threats that make this park one of the most thrilling and, yes, risky places on Earth. If you've ever dreamed of spotting a grizzly or hiking past Old Faithful, stick around because by the end, you'll see Yellowstone in a whole new light. Let's start with the big one, the myth that's fueled more doomsday preppers than any other. Yellowstone is overdue for a massive supervolcano eruption. Picture this. It's like waiting for a clock that's been broken for 640,000 years. The last time Yellowstone unleashed a cataclysmic blast was way back then, ejecting enough ash to blanket half the continent and reshape the climate for years. That event, known as the Lava Creek eruption, was one of 3 super eruptions in the park's history, the others happening about 1.3 million and 2.1 million years ago. Fast forward to today, and social media lights up every time there's a minor quake or a geyser acts up with people swearing the end is nigh. But here's the truth, straight from the scientists monitoring this beast. Yellowstone isn't overdue. Volcanoes don't follow schedules like buses. The intervals between those massive eruptions have varied wildly, from hundreds of thousands to millions of years. Experts from the U.S. Geological Survey put the annual odds of a big one at about 0.101%. Another popular myth ties into those earthquakes I mentioned. Yellowstone shakes with 1,000 to 3,000 quakes every year. That's a fun fact right there, making it one of the most seismically active spots in the lower 48 states. People freak out, thinking each tremor is the prelude to doom, like the ground is groaning in pain before exploding. But nope. These are mostly tiny, harmless rumbles caused by the park's hot, fractured rocks, shifting as underground water and steam move around. It's more like the earth burping after a big meal than gearing up for a volcanic tantrum. The largest quake in recent history was a 7.3 in 1959 near Hebgen Lake, which did cause a landslide and some damage. But it wasn't volcanic. It was tectonic, like the ones that rattle California. Then there's the swelling ground myth. You've probably seen those maps showing Yellowstone's caldera, a massive 30 by 45 mile depression left from ancient eruptions, puffing up and down like a breathing giant. In the 1920s, it rose about 3 feet, and lately it's been inflating again at a couple of inches per year. Sounds scary, right? Like the volcano's inflating a balloon about to pop. But scientists say this uplift is just the crust flexing from magma and hydrothermal fluids shifting below. Not a sign of impending eruption. It's happened dozens of times without a boom, and right now, GPS and satellite data show everything's stable. Think of it as the park's natural yoga routine, stretching without snapping. Okay, so if the supervolcano isn't about to turn the Midwest into a wasteland, why does Yellowstone still feel so dangerously alive? That's where the real excitement and peril comes in. While the big bad wolf of eruption sleeps soundly, the park's everyday features pack a punch that catches way more visitors off guard. Let's unpack those, starting with the hydrothermal wonders that make Yellowstone unique. Did you know that half of the world's geysers are right here in Yellowstone? Over 10,000 thermal features, hot springs, mud pots, fumaroles, and those iconic geysers like Old Faithful, which erupts predictably every 90 minutes or so, shooting water 100 to 185 feet in the air. It's mesmerizing, but here's the catch. These aren't your backyard hot tubs. The water can hit 500 degrees Fahrenheit underground, and the ground around them is a thin crust over boiling acid that could dissolve your boots in seconds. Since the park opened in 1872, more than 20 people have died from thermal burns or scalding falls into these features. That's more fatalities than from the volcano itself in all that time. Take the story of a hiker in 2016 who wandered off the boardwalk near a hot spring called Abyss Pool. He slipped on the slippery, unstable edge and plunged into water hot enough to cook lobster. Tragically, he didn't make it. It's a stark reminder. Those wooden paths aren't just for aesthetics. They're your lifeline. The crust can look solid but crumble like thin ice under your weight. And fun fact, the bacteria in these colorful pools called thermophiles thrive in temps that would kill us instantly, turning the water those vibrant blues and greens. It's like nature's own alien world, but one wrong step, and you're the intruder who pays the price. But thermal explosions? Those are the sneaky ones that build real curiosity and fear. Unlike predictable geysers, hydrothermal explosions happen when underground water flashes to steam, blasting rock and water hundreds of feet into the air with zero warning. They're not volcanic eruptions, but they can carve craters bigger than a football field. In 2024, one near Sapphire Pool hurled debris 300 feet high, shattering windows miles away. The odds are low, about one every few years, but they've scarred the landscape for millennia. Imagine a pressure cooker forgetting its lid. That's the analogy. Park rangers stress staying on trails because these can mimic a small bomb, and they've injured people before. Shifting gears from the steamy side, let's talk wildlife, the stars of every Yellowstone safari. Bison, elk, wolves, grizzlies. This park is a living Noah's Ark, home to the largest concentration of megafauna in the contiguous U.S. Bison herds thunder across the plains like ancient tanks, and wolves howl in packs that were reintroduced in 1995, restoring the ecosystem's balance. But here's a myth-busting fun fact. Despite their majesty, bison cause more injuries than bears. Since 2000, they've gored or charged over 20 visitors, often because people get too close for that perfect selfie. Bears are another story. Grizzlies and black bears roam freely, and while attacks are rare, they're memorable. Only 8 bear-related deaths in park history, but encounters spike when food is scarce or cubs are nearby. Carry bear spray. It's like pepper spray on steroids, and make noise on trails to avoid surprises. Analogy time. Treating a bear like a cuddly teddy is like poking a sleeping lion with a selfie stick. Respect their turf, and you'll be fine. And get this. Yellowstone's bison have been here since the Ice Age, surviving woolly mammoths and human hunters, a testament to nature's resilience. Of course, not all dangers roar or steam. The leading cause of death in the park? Car accidents. With over 4 million visitors annually cramming winding roads through wildlife hotspots, crashes outnumber everything else. Drowning comes next, often in swift rivers like the Yellowstone or Firehole, where underestimating currents leads to tragedy. Even hiking mishaps, slips on trails or altitude sickness at 8,000 feet, add up. It's a reminder that in a place this vast, bigger than Rhode Island and Delaware combined, human error is the biggest threat. Earthquakes tie back to the myths, but most are too small to feel. The real risk is rockfalls or minor shakes startling drivers. And weather? Blizzards in summer aren't unheard of, turning a sunny hike into a survival tale. Yellowstone's diversity, from freezing alpine meadows to scorching basins, keeps you on your toes. As we wrap this up, think about what makes Yellowstone tick. It's not just a park, it's a living laboratory of Earth's fiery heart, the world's first national park established in 1872 to preserve its wonders for all. The myths amplify the drama, but the real danger lies in underestimating the subtle forces at play, from scalding springs to charging bison. So next time you visit, pack that bear spray, stick to the paths, and drive mindfully. Embrace the awe, but with eyes wide open. Yellowstone isn't out to get you, it's just reminding us that nature's power demands respect. What myth surprised you most? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for more science stories that unpack the world. Until next time, Stay curious and stay safe out there.